What's going on, everybody? My name is Dense, and welcome to our Genshin Impact version 2.0 tier list. Now, this tier list should come out either the day of Inazuma or a few days after. I'm going to assume it's probably going to be the Friday after, to be honest, because we're recording this the day before, the night before Inazuma is to drop. So we're going to rank all the characters, as you will see here, on this tier list of Goated, Juiced, Good, A, Garbaggio. And of course, the not yet released characters will go into their own category. But if you do enjoy the tier list, give the video a thumbs up. If you'd like, you can also subscribe. I do try to upload at least once a week. Hopefully this week it'll be two. If you guys didn't check out my GoFest recap video, the link to that will be in the description. Otherwise, you can find all my socials there. I do stream on Twitch over at twitch.tv/DylanIsDense. That link will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into this tier list. You may not be able to see some of them over here because my webcam is covering some of it. But let's go ahead and knock out the already released the not released characters. Ayaka, obviously, Yoimiya, and Sayu. They are all non-released. Obviously, I'm excited for Yoimiya. There will be a character building video coming up for Yoimiya because I will be pulling for her. I've actually been saving my Primo gems so I don't have to blow too much on it. So whenever that comes out, I will also put that in the link in the description of this video right here. But quick opinion on all three. I think Ayaka is going to be cool, but she's not really worth the time for me. But she does look like a very useful character. And, you know, if you like cryo units, then, you know, that's the one for you. Yoimiya, I'm super excited about. I love pyro characters, so it's no surprise I am going to be pulling for Yoimiya. And plus, she's our second pyro bow user next to Amber, of course. But I'm excited to use her. And then Sayu just looks adorable. Her abilities look really cool, and it looks like she'll also be an animo healer similar to Jean. Probably a little bit different, obviously, because of her style, but other than that, you know, I'm pretty excited. But without further ado, let's get into the first character, which obviously that's going to be the Travelers, Aether and Lumine. I'm going to go ahead and put them in good. Obviously, their perk is that they can control the elements. We're getting the Electro Traveler starting tomorrow, or obviously, I think that would be July 20th. But I am super excited for Electro Traveler. I think there's a chance that they get bumped up to Juiced when those come out. Because Electro Traveler, everything I've seen from Mihoyo Zen looks amazing. We obviously saw a little bit in the trailer for it. Otherwise, I do like to use Geo Traveler. Animo Traveler is not bad. Definitely could work Animo Traveler as a support. Same with Geo Traveler, but they're not bad characters overall, to be honest. And, you know, that's one thing I do really like about the Traveler. Even though it's your first character, they're a very versatile character, and that's something I've always loved about them. Albedo, I'm going to put him in good. I'm not too big on Albedo. I don't think he's bad. Don't want to say that. He's not bad, but I think there are better options for a Geo character. Obviously, Albedo can put Geo Resonance down with his Elevator. His burst is pretty cool, not gonna lie. I like his backstory that he's the head alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. I think that's super cool, having Sucrose as his assistant. I think that's very sick. I like Albedo as a character. But I don't know. I'm just not too fond of his playstyle, and that's just a personal thing. Obviously he's very cool though. I do love him. I missed his banner, but the time I did play with him during the Misty Dungeon event in I want to say that was 1.5. It was a lot of fun. Amber, I'm sorry. She's just not good. Her kit is kind of bad. I haven't used her since who knows how long. I maybe used her for a week, and every so often when I do need a pyro pyro character to light up torches. I will use her on occasion depending on the circumstance, but I just don't think she's that good. She's a cute character. She's got a great design. I like what they tried to do with her, but it's just not for me. Eventually she will be built because she is a pyro character, but I'm letting Twitch handle that. If I believe it's a channel redemption currently set at 75k. Our next character actually is also another one, Miss Barbara. I think she's not bad, but she's not good. I think she's a middle of the road character. If she's your only healer, hey, that's good. She is useful as a healer and a hydro applier, just so you can get those vaporized procs, so you can get all the procs that you need. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, not gonna lie, but she can help you get that wet effect easily. And like I said, she's a healer, so if you don't have a healer like a Bennett or a Jean, then she's not a bad option, honestly. It's just that's all she can do, and that's just my personal opinion. I'm sorry if you like Barbara. That's just my opinion. You can like Barbara, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And I like Barbara as a character. It's just I don't use her, and that's perfectly fine. Now Beto, I think is currently the best Electro character in the game. Aside from her 80 energy for her burst, she's probably the best Electro DPS in the game. I like her style. I like Claymore characters quite a bit, so she fits into that category of liking a certain weapon and sticking with it. She was actually my first main DPS in the game, so it might be a little biased, but her backstory, sick. She was just in the new Archon Quest 2, so we got refreshed about what she's all about. Also, she's just beautiful. They did a good job with her design. They did a good job with her backstory. And her moves are just amazing. Her elemental skill is awesome. It's like a full counter, as Tectone puts it. But it's so cool. I love it. I love it so much. And Beto will always have a place in my heart. This one might get a little bit of flack, but I think Bennett's just a middle tier good character. He's known for being a really good support, unless he's C6, which you'd probably put him down to But all he does is come to the field, drop his burst, and then leave most of the time. And that's going to give an attack buff, and then also heal, the attack buff being more so at C1. But I'm just not that fond of Bennett. I don't like him as a character too much, but like he's okay. It's just I don't use him on any teams. Eventually he'll be built because guess what? I'm building all the pyro characters. We're getting really close, but now I'm going to have one more to add, obviously, with Yoimiya. But Bennett's not necessarily bad. I just don't think he's as useful as other characters. That's why he's there. Otherwise, his backstory is like okay, but at the same time, it's sad, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Bennett. Chongyun, I'm going to put him also in good, and that's not because he's like bad or anything. I love his backstory. I love his design. I love what his character is about. But I just think there's a lot better cryo characters than Chongyun. And some of you might give me flack, but he's a really good free-to-play option too. If you pull him, you can literally just give him a prototype archaic and he's good to go. Because he's honestly not a bad character. I've used him a little bit, but I just think there's better cryo characters out there. And that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, this is all my opinion. Don't take it as law. Let's talk about Mr. D-Luke. I do think he's juiced, but I don't think he's quite goated. And here's why. I think there are arguably better pyro characters, pyro DPS users, and better physical DPS users. D-Luke, I definitely still think is probably second when it comes to those people, which I will name them when we get to them. But D-Luke's still a really good character. He has a really good backstory. His design is obviously very good, especially because, you know, he is the main husbando of the game, next to Mr. Zhang Ling, of course. But D-Luke's a great character. And he's a 5-star, obviously. So it's like a lot of people like D-Luke. I like Diluc. I have a built Diluc, and he does awesome damage. But I think there's better options, and that's the only reason he's not quite goated, but he is a tier below. Diona, I'm not too fond of. I'm not a huge fan of the archer class characters, but like she's okay. Honestly, I don't mind her, but I just think there's better characters out there that can do her job better. Like I said, cryo characters, Chong Yun's up there already. There's still more that we need to get to. Healers, Barbara I think does a better job healing, to be honest. Jean obviously can do a better job healing. Bennett's already up there and he can heal too. Also, I believe Sing Cho can actually heal too with his blades, which a lot of people don't know, but yeah, he can heal. Kaya can self-heal, but like, I just don't think, I mean, for her role, she's not bad if you have her. She can be really, really good. But just for me, she's not my favorite. I do like her though, and I appreciate her. Obviously, there's another cryo archer character that is leagues above her. Now, Fischl, I think she's good. She's kind of in that same realm as Bennett, where you kind of just drop her skill or her burst and then have her leave the field. And, you know, it's like you don't get too much use out of her besides that. And that's kind of sad. I know she can be built as a main DPS, but I just don't use her because I prefer to use Beto. I prefer to use Kaching. I prefer to use other Electro characters. Obviously, we got the Electro Traveler coming as well. So who knows? Who knows, like, what will happen to Fischl when that happens, honestly. But I think she's got a nice backstory. I think she's a good character. It's just that I don't think she's better than or on par with the characters I currently have up there and the ones that will go up there eventually. But I do like Fischl. Don't get me wrong. I love her as a character. Just skill set wise, not for me. I don't think this comes as a surprise that Ganyu is up and goated and is the first one up and goated, but I have seen so many Ganyus. So many. Absolutely busted character. She breaks the game. She makes it too easy. She can literally clear Spiral Abyss herself. She is insanity. I also like her backstory. They made her a very attractive character. I think she's a great character overall. I love it. Like, Ganyu is a character I don't own, but I just have seen what she can do and all the things that she's capable of, and playing through her story quest too. Like, she's a great character overall. She's got a great backstory. Her gameplay is absolutely busted. And, you know, she's Ganyu. Her design is just phenomenal. I love her. And we're going to go ahead and go back-to-back goated. Hu Tao, obviously, some people will be like, well, Dance, don't you main Hu Tao? Don't you this and that? Yes, I do. But that doesn't take away from the fact she is the best Pyro DPS character in this game. If you've ever used her with Staff of Homa, she is insane. I think that was her demo weapon when she came out. Busted. Even with the death match, she is busted. My Hu Tao currently has almost 200 crit damage to 50 crit rate. Insanity. She can do so much freaking damage in solo bosses on her own. Like, what's not to like about Hu Tao? Also, I am kind of biased because, like I said, she's my main. I've literally not put her down since I pulled her. But Hu Tao's a fantastic character. I seriously can't wait for a rerun. Her backstory is also just amazing. Also, shout out to her English voice actress. She's amazing. Awesome individual. Brandon Knickerbocker. Legend. But yeah, Hu Tao, easily goated. Not even a question. I'm going to put Jean and Juiced. I do think that she's the best healer in the game. But I think with, like, all the Animo characters currently, she's, like, She's not quite there in damage, but yet again, like I said, she's a healer. That's what she does. I love her as a character. I love her backstory, her relationship with Barbara too, like the whole sisterly kind of thing going on. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love Jean. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love Jean. But I just don't think she's up quite goated. But she is juiced. She is friggin' juiced. She has a great design too. Even got that second outfit for 1.6. Like, Jean's awesome. Jean is awesome. I just don't think she is quite up there. And I know some people may disagree or agree, but, you know, is a Jean. She's awesome. Kaya, I'm going to say, is good. He's a great cryo character. Oh, my goodness. If you have him. Obviously, you should have him. He's free. But his backstory is the main reason he's up there. Also, I mean, Kaya the Bridge Builder memes will never end. He's a great character, though. He can self-heal, which is really cool. His backstory with D-Luke, the fact that they were brothers and something about their dad dying, and like now they just have a rivalry. They barely talk. But we did see some interaction between them during the Midsummer Island adventure during 1.6, which was really nice. Get some more lore. But I do like Kaya. I do. I think he was one of my favorite characters coming into the game. Obviously, he's not on my team currently, but eventually I do plan to build him and see what he can do. So Kaya, applause to you. This is a hard one to rank here. I'm going to go ahead and also say Kaching's just good. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, whoa. Another 5-star character and good? You haven't seen the end of me putting 5 stars below the juiced level. Honestly, you haven't. But I do like Kaching. I think she's a very nice character for who she is. Her backstory is okay. I don't think it's quite on par with Ganyu's, because it makes sense their backstories would be similar since they are both in the Lue Xixing. Oh my goodness, can't talk today. But like, I think her playstyle is very odd, and you have to fit a specific mold to play Kaching. I do plan to build her eventually, as I do have her. But for now, I just think she's good. Maybe my opinion will change in the future. Who knows? She was actually the first 5-star I wanted, but then Hu Tao came along and stole my heart. I love Klee. I love Klee. Oh my god. I'm actually like kind of debating putting her in goated. But like I don't think she like quite, I think she's like almost there, but like at the same time, oh my god, I just love Klee so much. She's just so adorable. Her voice lines make me chuckle or just smile because it's just adorable to watch her run around with her arms just out, just da-da-da. Like, I love Klee so much. I love her so much. Like, oh. Klee. Yes. Character-wise, insane damage. I actually think my Klee is one of my most well-built characters in my arsenal. She is my second Pyro DPS next to Hu Tao. So I'm not using Hu Tao. It's most likely going to be Klee. But she's just so much fun to use, and I just think it's funny watching a small child throwing bombs and lighting stuff on fire, and it's just something about that makes me happy. So Klee is definitely juiced. I'm debating on giving her O tier, but for now she's in juiced. Lisa is not the best. As a starting character, sure, you could probably put her up in good, but I think she's just when compared to all the rest. Electro's actually, from what I remember, the weakest element in the game. And there are some things about Lisa, of course, everyone's like, haha, the climbing noises, haha. But like, as a character, I think it's cool. Like, she helps Jean a lot with the Knights of Favonius. And I think that's really cool, and that's what mainly puts her up in but her kit is just weird, dude. I haven't used her too much since acquiring her. I was gonna try to main her, and then Beto came along, and then Hu Tao, so it's like she got relegated quick. She's still, I think, level 40. So You know, if that tells you anything. But Lisa's not bad. She's just not as good as the rest. Now, Miss Mona. I think she is definitely one of the best Hydro supports in the game. She can also be used as a DPS, but mainly wanting to talk, like, support. She does a great job. Her elemental burst especially helps with that. The damage over time, I believe, is one of the effects of it. I haven't used Mona in a while. She was my first 5-star, actually, funny enough. But I think Mona's amazing. I think she is a great character. I just think there's one particular Hydro support that outclasses her. Otherwise, I love Mona. The fact that she's always broke is really funny. The connection she actually has with Klee was really, really cool, in my opinion. That they actually have some sort of connection through Klee's mom. So that's super awesome. Otherwise, I really, 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 really like Mona. She's a great character, honestly. The Tiachuan of the Liyue Qixing, Miss Ningguang. I've not used her too much, so I'm not going to heavily judge her. I know she is a Geo DPS, if I'm correct. I know she's Geo, obviously, but I don't know if she's sub DPS, DPS support, whatever. But I like her backstory, but I just haven't had enough time to play with her yet. I guess if so, then I should probably put her down here. But I don't know. I just don't think she's quite near the end of this. Obviously, she's better than that, but I think she's a bit better than these three. So I'm gonna keep Ningguang good. I will build her eventually. I do want to get every Genshin Impact character built at some point. So with Ningguang, I really love her. Her design is fantastic. Kind of how she's a business first kind of lady is really cool too. Then obviously she's the leader of the Liyue Qixing, so there's that too. So no, I really like Ningguang. I do. Noelle normally would be down here, but I'm going to put her in good. Her skill set's very unique, and she doesn't get too good, quote unquote, until C6. But her hangout event saved her, definitely. I think she's just a precious character. She's just trying her hardest to become a Knight of Favonius. And that backstory alone, I adore her. I think she's an adorable character. I think she can be useful. Obviously, she is the Geo Beyblade. You can't go wrong with the Geo Beyblade. And, you know, she's great. She's honestly not that bad. Everyone's like, oh, Noelle? What? But I love Noelle, dude. I love Noelle. She's just precious. And I think she's a great character. Alright, I'm sorry to do this, but I don't like Chi-Chi. It's not because of the memes. I just don't like Chi-Chi. I think there are many characters that do their jobs better. Kaya's a better cryo sword wielder, honestly. Diona can do more as a cryo healer, in my opinion. Barbara can do better as a healer. Obviously, Gina and Bennett are better healers. She just gets outclassed in every freaking category, and I'm sorry, I just don't like Chi-Chi. She's like, okay, she's a zombie. That's cool, but like, I'm just not a huge fan of her. I never have been. She'll probably be one of the last characters I build, to be honest. It's very unfortunate, but that's just how I feel. And like I said, don't let my words dictate what you like or dislike in this game. You can like Chi-Chi. It's okay. I just don't, and that's okay. You could like Amber, and that's okay. Because we're not here to judge. We're here to just have a good time and talk opinions. Now, Razor, I think, is also a juiced unit. I like him. I think he's on the same level when it comes to Electro DPS as Beto. Both, funny enough, Electro and then also Claymore users, hailing from different regions, obviously. But I like Razor's backstory. I kind of like his broken English / broken language, depending on what you're playing in. The bond that he has with his former friend, who, obviously, if you don't know, spoiler alert, his friend is the wolf in his burst that he uses. And I think that is just so freaking cool that that's incorporated into his entire, like, his moveset, his kit. I think that's amazing. They mixed lore into his kit, and that's what makes him such a nice character. Also, I just love him. Who doesn't like Razor, to be honest? What a cute character. And also can do some heavy damage. I plan to build my Razor eventually, but I'm really excited to do that, actually. That's going to be a fun project. Sucrose, I think, is a great character. As a support and an Anemo user, she is great. If you don't have Venti, you're going to want Sucrose, because she's pretty much Venti, but with a twist. She doesn't quite give off that black hole vortex that Venti does, but she does do an Anemo hypostasis emulation that is super insane. It can cause swirl, obviously. Can swirl it with hydro, pyro, electro, cryo. You can do a lot with it. And I think that's one thing about Anemo characters. They get cut under a lot. But most of the Anemo characters on here, I absolutely love. Like, I don't think there's a single Anemo character besides, like, the Traveler that's going to be ranked lower than Juiced, to be honest with you. I think Anemo is a very underrated element, as is Electro. But with Sucrose specifically, Albedo's right-hand woman, she also has the weird ears. I thought that was weird at first, but I think it's cute because it's kind of part of her character. And then also, you know, she's actually not bad. I have her on my free-to-play account, and she's not bad. She actually can do more damage than my Traveler can. Funny enough. All right, Tartaglia, Child, whatever you want to call him. He is the best Hydro DPS in this game. And honestly, there is a good match made in heaven. That's Hu Tao and Child. I don't actually have Child myself, but I think he's a great character. Anytime I've played as him, I've enjoyed being able to split between the work of Archer DPS or just go straight melee DPS. I think that is one thing about, like, Child that is super cool. It is a very unique thing you don't see in anyone else's kit. Like, I guess you could, like, say it with Razor, but it's like Razor still does, like, damage with a sword, whereas Child uses a bow and then can just go to melee attacks. Like, that's just insane to me. And I love him as a character. His backstory, like, having to hide his identity as one of the Harbingers from his brother, Tusser, like, insane. Insane. I love Child. I think he's great, honestly. And also, you could say he is a redheaded stepchild. Anyways, on to the next one. Venti, obviously, probably the best Anemo support in the game. Especially with his burst. He can be very useful for traversing the world of Teyvat. His backstory, obviously, is the Archon of Mondstadt. Obviously plays a lot into his ranking. And also, he's just funny. He's just funny. I love Venti. He's just great. And that's one thing I've always loved, is, like, Venti's backstory has been one of my favorite things about Genshin Impact. And, you know, it's always going to be that way. I think Venti's always going to find a way into the story regardless of where you go, whether it be Inazuma, Sumeru, Natlan, shoot, like, even Snezhnaya. Who knows? Venti's going to be there. Honestly, that's how I feel about it, at least. I love him so much, dude. Now, with Zhang Ling, I think she can be useful. I don't think she's quite I think she could actually outperform all three of those characters, so I'm going to put her in good. I've seen what she can do. You could literally have a build and have Guoba do about 200k, which is on, like, close to Hu Tao numbers. Actually, might be more than Hu Tao numbers with the deathmatch, at least, which is insane. She's also another Pyro polearm user from Liyue, which is funny. The OG. But I just like her character, to be honest. She's the famous chef from the One-Man restaurant. She's this, like, 17, 18-year-old girl. You wouldn't expect that, would you? But I honestly think she's got a great backstory, and I do like the fact that she uses Guoba in her kit. I think that's something that I think with Amber it lacked. It does well with Zhang Ling. Is that her pet actually does something, whereas Baron Bunny just kind of explodes randomly. Anyways, away from Amber, away from Zhang Ling, but that's all I gotta say. I love Zhang Ling. Controversial pick, but I think Zhao is extremely good. Like, the fact that he can infinitely plunge with his burst is just crazy. I've seen insane numbers with Zhao. Like, I love his character. Like, he wants to be left alone. He doesn't talk to any of the other Adepti, like Cloud Retainer or Mountain Shaper, I believe. I'm forgetting their names already. This is bad. But, like, he just wants to distance himself. And, like, he barely wants to, like, be around people. It kind of reminds me of myself, because as someone who deals with social anxiety, that's how it feels. I just try to isolate myself from others. But besides the fact I love Zhao, I love his design, his backstory, his gameplay. Honestly, a lot of fun. Honestly. And we're just hitting off the bat with the goated characters. Xingqiu is just amazing. Amazing character. Literally, his burst, literally being able to keep repetitively hitting and applying the wet, like, what is it called? Oh my goodness, I'm already forgetting. But anyways, you can apply Hydro to others and let the Pyro characters do the dealing. Or you could even build a perma-freeze team. You can do so freaking much. So freaking much with Xingqiu. And I think he's just a phenomenal character. Also, like, being able to see his relationship a little bit with Chongyun is really cool, because I know they're, like, super, super close. It's amazing. And obviously, he is on my current team, and he helps Hu Tao so much. He is a phenomenal support. Arguably the best. It's just amazing. For my specific comp, he is the best, but otherwise, just amazing character. Now, I haven't played with Xin Yan, and I know a lot of people, oh, her English VA, oh, no, it's so bad. Get over it. She's not that bad of a character, alright? Eventually, I'm gonna build her. She has a freaking shield. She's a pyro character. She can scale off her defense at a certain constellation. Like, she's awesome. She's a rock star. Like, actually, I don't know where I heard this, but I'm pretty sure it's legit, maybe, that with Xin Yan, they wanted her and Barbara to, like, do a tour together or something. I don't know if that's fact or fiction. Let me know in the comments. But I just love it so much. I love Xin Yan's design. I love how she has the shield. She can do some damage, too. When I was playing Misty Dungeon with an actually semi-built Xin Yan, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed her character. Also, she's just cute. So, let's be honest. Alright, I don't think this man needs much of an introduction. Mr. Rex Lapis, Zhang Li. Disgusting. Just disgustingly good. Disgustingly good. I love Zhang Li. Honestly, like, he is taken Venti's place on my team almost permanently, because he can just do so much. Drop meteors, his energy recharge is very high. He's mainly a support, but he can do physical damage like no other, depending on what weapon you give him. I personally gave him the it's the free, oh my goodness, why can't I remember the name of it? Oh my god, it's like, it's so bad that I'm forgetting these names. But Zhang Li is disputedly the best character for support in the game. Like, he can put up a shield, he can drop meteors, he can do physical damage if you need to. You could build an all-in-one, to be honest with you. If you really wanted to, you could do that. But I think Zhang Li is absolutely the best Geo character, at least in the game. Obviously, the Archon of Liyue. So, Zhang Li's definitely goated. Rosaria, I love. I remember when she came out. She actually came out on the Tartaglia banner, Child banner, whatever you want to call him. I don't care. I call him Tartaglia. Some people may call him Child. I also exchange Child with Tartaglia, whatever. But Rosaria is freaking awesome. She was actually on the Kadehara Kazuha banner too. We'll get to Mr. Kazuha here in a second. But I think she is great. She can be used for a perma-freeze team. She can do DPS. She can be sub-DPS. She can do cryo support. Like, she is a multi-tool, to be honest. She is probably one of the best 4-stars in this game. And she's just insane. Everyone obviously loves her design, and everyone's mad about the boob nerf, I know. But with that aside, I think she is phenomenal. Also, like, her kind of like bad bitch vibe, I guess you want to say, is just awesome. I really like that about her. And, you know, that's something that's stuck. And she's a nun who drinks and doesn't go to church. Like, it's such a crazy concept, but it works for Rosaria, and I love Rosaria. Now, I'll be talking about Eula after Yanfei, just because this is going to go in order of release now, because Rosaria came first, Yanfei technically came second. Yanfei. I'm actually going to put her in good. I like her design. I like the fact she's also an illuminated beast, just like obviously Ganyu, and obviously they're like the same. But her kit just doesn't quite do it for me as much as Klee's does. A lot of people are like, oh, better Klee, blah, blah, blah. No, I think Klee is still the best pyro catalyst in this game. But I like her backstory, how she's introduced, her design. Like, you actually are her story quest is literally the Serenity Pot quest. She is a freaking lawyer. When people were talking about the $70K fine of this like beta tester, literally they kept using Zhang Li as MiHoYo and then Yanfei as a lawyer. And it was great. And the memes kind of boosted her stock for me, to be honest, but I just love Yanfei. I thought she was a great, like, in case you don't have Klee, this is a great character too. And she is. I just haven't used her enough. I do plan on getting her completely built. Of course, she is a pyro character, so she will be built eventually. But I think Yanfei is great. And I do hope that my opinion will change about her, because I think she could be something special. Now, Miss Eula Lawrence, this could be also a weird pick, but I really think that she is the best physical damage dealer in this game. I think she puts D-Luke's physical damage to shame. Like, she's just phenomenal. She scales off physical damage. Most of the time, cryo, like, only a little bit. Only when I use, like, the beginning of her burst or her skill just to get the stacks. That's literally it. I think it's Grimheart snacks. Like, that's the only time I use cryo with her. Otherwise, it is straight physical damage and getting physical shred. Phenomenal. There's a reason she is my other DPS on my team, and it's because she can just destroy things easily with physical damage. She is also useful in the cryo department, but damn. Physical damage wise, this chick is one bad mother. Honestly. Last but not least, the only character that has been released before 2.0, Mr. Kadehara Kazuha. Now, I have had time to play him. I do have him. And I think he's pretty juiced. He is a support character. He uses elemental mastery to scale what happens to that element when it's boosted. And man, he is not bad. I like using him. I think he's very fluid. I think his backstory is great, that he is a runaway from Inazuma who watched his buddies get killed and have his vision burn in his hand when it faded. he's got such a backstory, and obviously we're going to learn more about Kazuha when we get to Inazuma here in less than 24 hours now. But I love him. I love Kazuha. I think he's a great character. Obviously, Canadian Aether, blah, blah, blah. But, like, he's just awesome. I love Kazuha so much, dude. Don't know why they have this Beto Kazuha picture down here. But I think we did pretty good. I'm very happy with the choices that I have made. And I'm finally being able to get this out. I wanted some time with Kazuha before I made this video because I know I'd have to rank him because he would be released by the time Inazuma was out. Obviously, for the other three, they're not out yet, so I can't really judge them. But let me give you actually a better view. There we go. There is a better view up here of the tier list. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments what you would change on my tier list. Let me know your own tier list. I will link this template in the description below to do your own tier list. And you can come by and post it in my Discord. Discord link is in the description. You just go to the Impact Talk under Genshin Impact. Poster there. Just make sure to accept the rules on the way in so you can get your roles. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more Genshin Impact content, any Pokemon content, random content just in general, just because, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to upload at least once a week from now on. Otherwise, folks, that's been it for me. My name is Dens, and I will catch you next one, Dens Nation. Peace out.